Hello folks, welcome to MSFS, and today we're checking out a new release by Big Radials. This is their Norseman, which is a rugged single-engine aircraft often found in places like Canada, where the terrain is very challenging. And also, it's worth noting that this comes in 3 different variants, including the floatplane version you see before your eyes today, looking gorgeous, as well as a tail dragger variant, and even one with skis fitted. So as you can quite clearly see, hopefully on the VR image, it's looking absolutely gorgeous. The PBR texture work and, the general sort of resolution of those textures are absolutely beautiful. And we're going to go inside now, and it's the same inside the cockpit. It's just gorgeous. It gives you that weathered, rugged feel. In fact, this is the kind of aircraft that reminds me of Indiana Jones films, if you've ever seen them. It just, gives an impression of adventure, and this feeling of being inside a vintage aircraft really comes across in VR, absolutely. So I'll just show you sort of the cabin here, and this is really cool. I like this because if you want to change the configuration of the aircraft, you can just do so by clicking on the seats. Look at that. That's a really nice touch. Very, very cool. And of course, you can hear all the nice sounds, hopefully, and all the doors open as they should. Very cool. And it feels quite roomy in this thing. The textures, again, are looking really, really nice. Frame rate is very good as well. And this is a nifty feature. We have like an EFB, but in a sort of style of a TV, which I just think that's really cool. There isn't, however, VR click spots, so you can't zoom in and out. Right, so this EFB is very cool because you've got all sorts of configurations here, including the status screen, which enables you to open all the doors or shut them. We've got chocks if you need them, and even a shutter for the engine. Look at that. That looks amazing. Very, very nice animations and just the extra detail there, including the pitot heat covers. Love that very much indeed. So we'll take that off now. We've also got different configurations, say if you want a cold and dark aircraft, which we have at the moment, or perhaps you want to have it ready for taxi and ready for takeoff. We have the help screen, which actually is just the autopilot. And by the way, there's some very nice little touches, flight sim touches. And what I mean by that is concessions to the real aircraft to make it easier to fly. And I'll show you that as we go along. But as you can see here, we do have an autopilot. I imagine the real thing doesn't have that. We've got settings. Yeah, I've shown you that already. So the checklist, let's go through this now. So surface control lock has been removed. Ignition switch is off. Parking brake is on. Well, actually it doesn't matter because we're in the sea. Battery switch is now on. Hang on, that's the wrong thing, sorry. In fact, yeah, it's already on. That's fine. As is the generator switch. By the way, some of the switches are in the way of this little tablet thing here. So that's just a little thing I've noticed, but no big deal. But it might be worth moving it over there somewhere or something, but yeah. Fuel selector valve is on the fullest wing. I did that before I started the video. Generator switch, yeah, that's on. Propeller lever is on the low setting. Throttle lever is closed. Mixture fully rich. Okay. Now this is the point where I've realised my throttle quadrant isn't actually on. So I'll just do that now, and I'll get back to you in a moment. Sorry about that, folks. Right, we're back now, and just to say that before I forget, I am using a new firmware update for the DOF Reality H2. So that's why the camera's on, because I'm intrigued to see if it feels any different. Right, we're now going to go to the startup checklist. Ignitions are on. Throttle lever cracked. Manual pump. Okay, so we need at least 2 psi in the fuel pressure system. I love this. It's very realistic, actually. And we've got some nice sound effects as well. So we're making sure that there's 2 psi in the system. And now we need to use the primer, so we'll just do that. That's about 6 or 7 times. That's 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 1 for good luck. There we go. And we need to energize the system first, so we'll do that now. I'll just move this out of the way now so you can see. Now I can't really, sometimes I like to zoom in so you can see, but I can't do that because that isn't an option. So hopefully you can see that okay. We'll put some lights on actually as well. Right, that'll do. Here we go then. So we're going to energize the system first. Can you hear that? And we're going to go for an engine start. Oh, yes. Even a bit of smoke there as well. Nice. So the sounds, I have to say, particularly on the outside, are very, very nice. You really get that sound of that big radial throb of the engine. Can you hear that? That's so gorgeous. Right, with that being said, I think we are about ready for takeoff, guys. We'll put our landing lights on. In fact, I need to do that on my switch here, which is this one. There we are. Pitot heat, well, I suppose we could have that on. And let's just have a quick look in the back, make sure everything is as it should be. Look at all of this as well, like the leather stitch in there, the different materials, and there's like all sorts of paint and scratches and everything on it. It's wonderful. That is the flap lever, so I'll just show you that in action. Very cool. Right, guys, I think it's now time for me to shut up, you'll be pleased to know, and enjoy the takeoff. DOF Reality H2, Reverb G2. Here we go then. Here we go. Now, I'm actually feeling some of the bumps. Sorry, I did say I'll shut up, but I can feel the bumps of the water. That's amazing. Oh, yes. And we are airborne. Now, I'm sure you will agree with me when I say the external sounds are beautiful. Very nicely done. However, for me, internally, it kind of feels like I'm wearing a pair of noise-cancelling headphones, which, if big radials are going for that, then great, but it kind of feels like it should be louder in the cockpit. Or maybe even give you the option to have it at different levels, depending on if you're wearing headphones or not. But what I do like is the windows, when you kind of wind them down, the sound dynamically changes. If I can do it right, here we go. It's a bit finicky. There we go. So now it's sort of half open. I like that. Can you hear the sound difference? That's cool. That's a very nice design choice there. Look at this for a view. Absolutely beautiful. And in terms of the DOF Reality H2, well, taking off from water, you really feel like you're kind of hitting the waves there. And that was with a very calm sea. So I might actually change it in a minute for when we land to have a bit more wind to see how that feels. But look at the views here. This is absolutely stunning. And it's hard to convey what I'm, seeing in VR, but this cockpit lends itself very well to VR because you get fantastic visibility here. So I believe this is going to go on sale for about $25. And at the time of recording, I think it will be on the marketplace within about sort of 3 or 4 weeks, which is a bit of a pain because I do feel for big radials or any developer. Hopefully that will be a lot quicker with the new protocol they've got going on soon. But this is very nice. And I really love how there's 3 different versions of this aircraft. I have flown the tail dragger variant, and again it feels very different from this. And performance is very, very nice. However, I am running a very, very powerful computer with the Reverb G2 at native resolution, and everything is feeling beautiful here. And it's quite, you know, she's not very maneuverable, as you'd expect. Quite lazy in the turns. And she's not the quickest bird in the world either, but this is the kind of aircraft I would love to take around the world. I think the only thing that I would love to see is some kind of failure system that I don't believe is implemented in this at the moment. But perhaps that could be something that could be an update down the road. But yeah, my first impressions of this aircraft are absolutely first class. I really love it. I think, again, it's a stellar job from Big Radials. Right up there with their other releases. Now, this is something that is very quirky. I'll show you this now. If you fancy some more sort of up-to-date electronics in your Norseman, well, look at this. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this personally, but I'm sure this will make a lot of you very happy. We've got synthetic vision and basically like a G1000 or G3000 display as an added extra. I won't be using that personally, but for those of you who like your modern day systems, it's quite a funny little touch there. But for me, that's staying permanently closed, because this aircraft is all about feeling the vintage vibe, I guess, you know, of a bird like this. And that looks like a perfect lake there to land on to end this little video. Let's do that. Right, tell you what then, let's just change the weather to something a little bit more sprightly in terms of our wind. So we'll go scattered cloud now. And for our wind, oh, I can feel that already. Let's put a 15 knot wind in. And we're going to attempt a landing in the DOF Reality H2 to see how that feels to end the video. So guys, let me know in the comments below, is this your type of aircraft that you like flying? For me personally, in VR, this is what flying is all about. The sort of seat to your pants, VFR, bush style flying. I can really feel the turbulence here as well. Right then, that lake looks positively rough now, so I've no idea how this is going to go. But hey, it's all in the name of science when it comes to the motion rig. And let's see how this aircraft performs as well. So what I'll do is I'll post a link in the description below of all the information you need for this beautiful aircraft. And once it goes on sale, I'll update it to let you know that it's out. But considering this is a pre-release version, I mean, I can't really find much wrong with it at all. I would like to see a few sort of zoom spots for VR. But again, it's not such a big issue with this, simply because it's all steam gauges anyway. And before I forget, just to let you know, I am using DLSS today, and I'm getting 90 frames per second in the with the RTX 4090 with the Reverb G2. And that is because I am flying in a sort of remote area. Look at the waves here. Oh my goodness me, this is going to be fun. Right, here we go. Oh, nice. I can really feel the waves hitting the aircraft there. Let's just take off again quickly. Oh, that feels fantastic. I really feel like I'm on water right now. As I'm hitting each wave, I'm feeling that sort of impact on the aircraft there, on the floats. And then we'll just land again. Oh, so much fun. And I have to say, well, since the firmware update, it doesn't feel any better or any worse. So that's probably a good thing. And there we go, back down. Look at that! Superb. Yeah, this is one bird I can imagine flying in some of the most remote places in the world. So that will do for this video today, guys. I'll just shut the engine off here. Listen to that. Open the door. And we can enjoy the beautiful sounds of the water. Something I love to do, actually, in this sim, is just find a beautiful location and just sit there and enjoy it. And you probably can't tell, but I am actually bobbing up and down a little bit and just feeling slight bumps when that wave there, as it's coming towards the aircraft, I'm just getting a little bump with the motion rig. But anyway, this has been the Big Radials Norseman. It will be out very soon. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I really do truly appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe. I'll see you again very soon. Take care and bye for now.